Yo, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all the other episodes, stop by raprankings.com or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform. Track 5, Own It, featuring Party Next Door, produced by Detail. 7+.
Well, I guess it's on me to own it. 8-.
That's a bit of a shocker from what I know about you. Like, I would have thought it doesn't shock me that you like it, but that you like it as much as you do.
Okay, well, I have my explanations. I have my
I would
reasons.
hope so. Or otherwise I would have to pound you.
Whoa.
On the analytical front.
Okay. Well, hey, let's talk about this one. So, first of all, this might as well just be called Wu-Tang Forever Part 2.
Right. It's things like this that complete the album feel of this album.
This is
People
what
love
makes,
talking about.
This is what makes this album feel like an actual album and not a randomly, sequenced group of songs. So this kind of goes, the "It's Yours" thing is still going.
Continues.
But
right.
This is also coming off of what I would just like to personally call the summer of P&D. So
that's fair.
Party Next Door dropped his debut mixtape that summer in July. So to me, that summer and then the early fall are noted by Yeezus was at the beginning of the summer. P&D was in the middle of the summer. And then Drake was at the end of the summer, the beginning of the fall, And the P&D, now this is going to be something that people are not going to like. You guys are not going to like this take at all. But P&D 1 and 2 are fucking classic. All right? I'm not much a fan. I'm not much a fan of
I like them, but classic?
Classic. I am not much a fan of what he's done since. I thought P&D 3 was terrible.
Well, I did too, but that's not a hot take from what I hear. I think that's kind of the general consensus.
I'm really not a fan of him anymore. I just like those P&D 1 and 2 and a few loose songs here and there. Cut them off like Korean barbecue scissors.
Oh, that with Jadakiss, Cartier. That's a sort of a deep cut. It's great. Great song. That's like an 8+ for me.
But
maybe a 9.
Even that one doesn't have the P&D feel that I go to. So
no, it doesn't. And that was
P&D
people's problem with
2,
modern day Party Next Door is he moved further and further away from these first two projects.
Yes, and this song "Own It" just feels like it came straight out of P&D 1. And being a big fan of this Party Next Door album, coupled with the fact that we're coming off of so far my favorite track yet thus far on the album, and it's this record came out a week or two before the album did, so I already knew I liked this song, Wu-Tang Forever, but then Own It is basically an extended, almost like the R&B version of it, straight
it's a continuation R&B. Of Wu-Tang Forever, and it leans more into the girl side than the rap side, But people love talking about transitions on albums and things.
This is a proper transition. A great transition. And this is, at the time, I think around this time, he had kind of lost his way, but I was a big fan of those first 3 albums from The Dream.
Okay.
Love King, Love versus Money, and Love/Hate. He had this amazing sequencing from track to track. Almost every track bled into the next one. Mm-hmm. And even though not every track on Nothing Was the Same bleeds into the next one, this is one of the 2 notable times it does, where it's obvious that this is after the track. It came after for a reason, basically. It's not incidental. It plays off of the song. And I'm still in Wu-Tang Forever mode, but Wu-Tang Forever, even though I love the rapping, it is kind of, quote, soft enough for this transition to not sound jarring. It sounds like a natural extension of the song. So while I don't enjoy it as much as I enjoy the previous song, I'm not like over it. You know what I mean? I'm still down for more of this "It's Yours" nonsense.
Yeah, it's yours nonsense. You know, I was really struggling with deciding if this was a 7+ or an A-, because this is one of those instances where it's a 7+ because honestly, I rarely ever want to play this isolated unless it's nighttime or I'm in heat or in heat.
Well,
okay,
this
because
is
I like the song.
like
I couldn't give it a 7 if
record.
I didn't like it and wanted to hear it by itself. But I almost like it a lot, but I need it as a 2-part suite with Wu-Tang.
I 100% agreed. I never have listened to this song isolated, but it's because I don't consider it a song so much as an extension of a song. Like you almost it's like a DLC or like a bonus piece of content that is tacked on to the end. I can enjoy Wu-Tang Forever on its own.
Yeah, I always play that on its own. But Own It, if I'm not playing Own It directly after, I'm rarely playing Own It.
But that's why I like this album. It encourages you to listen. Yeah, to listen to the album, because you know after Wu-Tang you're getting that Own It, you're getting more of that It's Yours action, but you know, it feels like an album. I like that. I like that. Yeah. I like that I know I'm listening to a person's sort of like cohesive vision, as opposed to the label, you know, took a bunch of songs, put them on shuffle, and told them to pick the intro and the outro or something, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's, you know, where, other than me needing it to come after Wu-Tang, why I can't get the 8, the other thing is, I'm here for the music. I think this is a great beat. Although the mix is a little sus, but I'll get to that in a second. The writing doesn't always work for me.
Yeah, but know, I mean, I'm gonna have to throw that word out again that I used when I was referring to Wayne in reference to like Wayne and Taylor Swift, oddly, in our conversation with Joe.
Okay.
There's a certain camp to not just a Party Next Door, but also The Weeknd, that the clunky writing is almost part of the charm. I'm not trying to make excuses here, but there's something about PND and Weeknd where the dumb shit just hits harder than it would for most artists.
I think for Party more than The Weeknd for me. I need The Weeknd to not sound dumb. He's one of those artists. I was just talking with LJ last night, interestingly enough, about like some rappers can get away with bad or shaky bars because their delivery and presence is so strong. And then other rappers
Kanye
need
is
to
the
focus.
King of that, by the way. That's why he's so popular.
That is why he's so popular, because he delivers them with such audacity and earnestness and confidence that you have to actually question, is this good? And then you have to remind yourself, no, this is ridiculous. This is absurd. But he gets it over. You know, certain artists can't afford to do that. Like either like their delivery isn't strong enough, so they need to make sure every bar hits, because their bad bars are more glaring than they would be from other people. This song and the writing, it's just like, it seems like it just alternates back and forth for me. Like this song, I have to say, because kids these days, let me step out on my lawn real quick and tell them, y'all don't be knowing nothing. Y'all only know how to speak in vibes and binaries. So I will speak directly to the youth when I say this song is a vibe for sure. But it's mainly because of the music and coming after Wu-Tang Forever. This is the only time I listen to this record alone is a part of my If I Ever Get To playlist, which I think
I know. We know about your Ever Get To playlist. Okay, yeah, we know about it. We're sick of hearing about it, quite frankly.
No, they ain't heard nothing. I only mentioned it once. But I am a virgin. I'm virgin male. I have a playlist dedicated to if I ever get to lose that V card. This is on it. This is sex music. How would I know? I don't know. But I have a hunch, okay? This is one of those songs. And as much as people talk about Drake being simp and soft and emotional, I talked about this too. I've never cried to Drake. I don't really know what that means about. He doesn't hit that emotional sector of my body to make me cry Fontaines made me cry. I think Hamilton's made me cry. Francis and the Lights has made me cry. There are plenty of rappers, but I don't go to Drake.
John Cena doing an entrance makes you cry.
Has made me cry. Yeah. So they're like, well, Mel, you're just a crazy person. So, I'm like, well, I am. But Drake, he doesn't tap into that level of emotionality for me. He's more of a like sit and reminisce and be wistful, but not to the point of tears. It's not that profound for me. But there is a moment, his first, how he comes on, yours. You're still the one that I adore. Ain't much out there to have feelings for. Listen, that though, those lines, facts. Regretful, one we males in the building. I'm posted up. I'm in the corner. You know it. I got the Red Bull. Those lines. Now he loses me when he starts talking about that. Guess whose it is? Sounds like he's talking to a 5-year-old, bro. Like, guess whose it is? It's yours. That's right. It's yours. Like,
don't what are we talking about? For me, Mel. Come on.
What? Have you never thought about it like that?
It's only going to hurt him if I'm fucking tripping. That's all I got to say. It's going to only hurt his standing.
I've never rocked with the guess whose it is. Like, I'm fine with the sentiment itself is fine, but guess whose it is? What do you mean guess whose it is? We're grown. What are you talking about? I can't rock with that. And it's like, next time we fuck, I want to fuck, I want to make love. People love that line. I've seen that quoted a lot and like repurposed in like the Drake generation's songs. Like they love that. That whole bridge is like, or that whole section is like Instagram captions. And I think it's just, next time I stand tall, I want to be standing for you. Like,
I don't care, but it's, I mean, a lot of R&B has just really,
a lot of R&B has,
this is not unique to Drake's R&B. Like,
it's not. I was just listening to Drew
R&B
Hill, actually.
Is full of this kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's like, there are R&B tropes that, like, if you've heard R&B, obviously, it's why we can talk about it. It's like, there's always somebody talking about, I guess I was too blind.
Yeah,
somebody's always too blind.
Like,
get them glasses. oh, the Red Bull's killing me.
This man's throat is so dry it was sounding like that.
That Some Cut by Trillville.
Yeah, that shit has been referenced to like sounds that have come from your body and Jesse's creaky chair many times.
Oh God. Yeah, look, the chorus is where the sex starts. Own it, own it, own it with the drums or the breakdown. Like you said, it comes straight out of PNB1. It sounds like that. That's the good stuff.
That shit.
Yeah, that pitch down party.
All right, I gotta say,
that's when she's riding it. Yeah.
I gotta say, there's some bullshit bars coming up, and I love them.
Oh, you do? Okay, well,
because it's not about what you're saying; it's how you're saying it. How many times do we have to say this?
For sure. But I don't think he's saying it. There's coming up. I think
when he gets into the and he's super Canadian with it too. He's a bunch of journalists go searching for a story. My ex-girl going searching for a story. Sorry. Oh, listen, where you been at?
That popped me when I heard it because really growing up,
you ain't really been there when they had threats for me, girl. You ain't let me just say the shit to get to me, girl.
Come on, you got the bat phone in my work line. My bat phone, You should. I like that. I like the bat phone.
It's better than a hotline. When's the last time you did something for the first time? You done it all. See, that's that delivery. That's that.
No, I like that part. That part. I think it's mean, but I like that part. And about the right, it interferes. This whole verse where he's like being passive aggressive to this girl, it's like this is that gaslight music because I'm like I thought it was hers. This is interfering with
you gotta take this off of your Get to Do This playlist or whatever it's called. You don't listen to Drake while you're having sex with girls. Drake is not meant to be played around girls.
Listen, it was a late game edition. There isn't much Drake on there because I don't think about him when I
just
think
listen
about
to PND1. Why are you trying to listen to Drake while you're having sex?
I don't know. I have never gotten a test to playlist out. You got to give me a break. Okay, what do I got on here? I'll tell him Seduction by Usher, Her Way by Party Next Door, Bout It Muse Studio by Schoolboy Q.
Way. Oh my God.
Too Deep by Division.
No, bro, you're going way too on the nose with it. You can't be having sex to songs that reference having sex.
She gets her way.
Oh my God. She gets
saxophone.
Dude, a girl is going to be thoroughly creeped out if she's having sex with you and she gets her way.
Well, look, I got to find out.
I
got Bad by Jay Holiday.
No. Oh my God.
Untitled by D'Angelo.
No, Mel, I'm trying
Blow Your Mind by T-Pain.
I'm trying to tell you something. Okay? Take it from me. Do not play any songs that directly reference sex while you're having sex. They need to sound good while you don't want the subject matter to be that on the nose. Imagine if there was a song, I'm walking down the street. I'm walking down the street. I'm walking down the street.
I would love to walk down the street today.
And all you do is listen to I'm walking down the street, and you play it out of a boombox. I'm walking down the street.
Oh, that would be amazing. What are you talking about?
The street.
That's great. That's a 10 out of 10.
You can't make
what?
And by the way,
bad argument. You're helping my point.
And they're going to be hearing the songs about sex, and they're going to be first, and they're going to say, "Oh my God, this dude is so corny. He must have a playlist about sex or something." And then, secondly, they're going to be like, first of all, this dick is trash. He must have never had sex before. And then thirdly, they're going to be sitting there thinking, man, if only Party or Drake or Usher was the one fucking me, I'd be getting some good fucking right now. I hear them describing it on the song. You can't have... All right, and I'll even take it a step further. Can I leave
How Do You Want It by Tupac on here?
Yeah, no, because no, definitely not, because of that first verse. Definitely not. That's a red flag if I've ever heard one. If I was a woman, I would. Although the way you something says put your ass out. Yeah, it's like okay, no. Take it from me, Poppy. Okay, I'm trying to put you onto some game right now. Ask Jesse, see how he feels about it. You can't listen to songs about.
I will for sure send this playlist to Jesse, and he will probably call in and rate my playlist.
They can't be about sex, like Untitled. How does it feel? So you're gonna have sex.
I try not to be too on the nose, but sometimes it's more about the sound of the song. It's more about the music.
How does it feel? Someone's gonna be having sex. Talking about
you should ask questions. You should communicate during sex. I've read about this.
Mel, okay. I'm trying to make them not ghost you or never call you back and never show up again. It's like the music was so weird. It was so thought out. Like it was way too on the nose. And I'm going to take it a step further. Unless you're dating a girl, the word love cannot appear in the song because they might think you're in love with them.
I got AO Technology on here. What? Okay, enough of those. If I ever this is why I'm never going to get to.
I was just about to say the playlist needs to be changed to I'm never going to get to.
Well,
oh my goodness. Ask anyone in the world, okay, who listens to music a lot. They're big music fans, okay, and they also have had sex. They'll tell you, dude, you can't have songs about having sex. Imagine having sex while listening to Let's Get It On. I mean, that's the most
that's crazy, though.
Michael Scott would do that. That's like listening to D'Angelo. How does it feel while you're having sex? I hate to say it, but it's... And I mean, in your virgin innocence, I can't say you've done anything wrong, but you're going about this the entirely wrong way. You need to keep in mind when you're making this playlist, it can't reference sex. And imagine the awkwardness of having sex for the first time and hearing, how does it feel? And your dick's not all the way hard because you've never had sex, so you're a little nervous. And it's like, how does it feel? And it's just putting all that pressure on you because you're thinking about D'Angelo and his rock hard abs and his fucking V around his dick. And you can't get that V.
I got the V cut. At least I used to.
Listen,
I got to get it back.
I'm telling you, the 1948 at fucking Wiener Schnitzel today it does not have the V. Okay. Okay. Conies,
why you got to tell them how much I spent at AEW? AEW. All elite wieners.
Three conies and a cheese dog, or no, 3 conies and a cheese curd.
Two coney chili cheese dogs, large fries, cheese curds, and a large freeze. That is root beer and ice cream. Okay, blended together.
Listen,
It's like
they're gonna be sawing off your left leg, talking about how does it feel? If I ever get to,
Oh, listen, my nasty lifestyle, I own it. Okay, that's all I gotta say.
Own it.
That's why we're talking about this.
It.
And I just, I keep the music, the lines. I might have to take this off the playlist. I don't know.
No, you have to kill the playlist entirely and go back to go back with this new knowledge in mind that if the song references sex, it's or anything like overtly sexual in the chorus, like how does it feel or let's get it on, that you're basically staging a movie. Like it's not like this isn't a movie. Like this isn't soundtracking a film. You're trying to at least like come off like you've been there before. You know what I mean?
Oh man. So no Face Down by Kevin Gates?
Nah.
Okay. Well, listen.
No Kevin Gates at all. Kevin Gates is dark, brooding, paranoid, like even my baby mama's like plotting on me type music. Like you need to just go back to the basics, delete everything. And like I'm not saying there aren't D'Angelo songs, but the ones that are specifically
I got Sugar Daddy on here.
All right, folks.
This might be the worst playlist. I don't know. I'm insecure now. This is
dry dick and on the nose music at Mel's Virginity Emporium. Come through. You know we got things to do. 4 things.
Come through. 4 things to do. Look, man, Drake he's here. He's not saying the best things. Drake Paul. I don't care for niggas talk more than bitches these days. And then he needs to just let that sink in and starts laughing. Like, no, there's nothing to sink in. You're just being dumb. I do like still straight with the weed and the liquor these days because the new drugs got the kids tripping these days. The old man in me and the person who just chills. I love that line.
I love that.
I don't even smoke or drink. But
I don't know if he got Juicy J to do it, but that little ad lib in there always gets me.
Yeah. It's just it's like it's good stuff.
And I like what's going on with the beat when he starts. Maybe that's like why I dig the verse. Like when the beat starts like wobbling.
Well, and that's my problem with the mix I brought up. In headphones, the song sounds great. I know I got a jalopy and everything, but it's like the bubbling, gurgling 808 and like reverse stuff make my speakers like peak. And then I gotta turn it down because like it feels like it's breaking something.
That's not a good thing.
It's not a
Sounds
good
like
thing.
a good thing. It's not a good thing.
Not a good thing, but the record's a good thing. I just think it's a little disjointed. And like he does all this
strong
like
8, but like I do appreciate the vibe continuing from a very strong 9-.
Yeah, it is a vibe. And with vibes, sometimes you can't pay too much attention to them because you'll realize while they may be a vibe, they may not be strongly constructed. They're pretty fragile, maybe a little flimsy. But yeah, I think he unsuccessfully brings it back to the prevailing sentiment of like, it's yours and you're owning it and we're loving on each other because he's dissing her and all this stuff in his verse. But then he's like, by the time it gets to you, shit switches these days, but it's yours. Like, how do you just go, but it's yours? You can't just transition back to that.
It's always going to be yours. And then I love the P&D.
I like how that. That's good stuff. It's good. It's good. It's good stuff. But yeah, look, Second Plus. I like it. Own it. It's good. It's good. Party did his job. The beat is good. I'm just in
my P&D 1 and 2 mode, guys.
It's a good mode to be in. It's a good mode. Yeah, that's when alternative R&B was still young enough to not be completely what it is now. So yeah, that's on it, folks.
Frank Ocean had yet to travel fully up his own ass.
Jesus Christ. You want to move on?
Yeah.
Well, listen, before we move on, because this is a big thing, I'm going to take a pee break, y'all.
A break. Okay.
Clearly, I'm not ready to get to with talk like that. So, give me a second, y'all. I'll be right back.
Well, folks, while I have your attention now, I might as well send a special shout out to all our fans listening in Bulgaria. Thank you for continuing to support the show. Thank you for being from Bulgaria. Seems like a good place. We're loving the numbers coming out of Bulgaria right now. Loving Bulgaria for sure. Let's see what we can find out about Bulgaria. Let's see what Bulgaria has been up to lately. It's in the Balkans. It's pretty cool. Is Bulgaria rich or poor? Let's start there. Its economy is powered by construction, mining, services, which include tourism and agriculture sectors. The global economic downturn ended a run of strong economic growth in the country. Bulgaria has a well-educated workforce, but is considered the poorest nation in the European Union. Wow. Is Bulgaria part of Russia? I'm not really interested in that. Is Bulgaria a U.S. ally? Bulgaria is a reliable ally in the area of strategic importance to the United States. The United States and Bulgaria maintain a shared use of several Bulgarian military facilities through the U.S.-Bulgarian Defense Cooperation Agreement, which came into force in 2006. Is Bulgaria expensive to visit? Well, as mentioned earlier, Bulgaria is quite affordable a destination, and compared to the prices in Western and some Central European countries, accommodation costs can seem like...
Wait, what in the world did I come back to?
Expect accommodation prices in Sofia to be at their peak as the biggest and most expensive city in Bulgaria. What is Bulgaria's main religion? The main religion of the country from IX is officially the Eastern Orthodox Christianity. It is professed by 82.6% of the population of Bulgaria. Well, what is Bulgaria famous for? Bulgaria is famous as the oldest country in Europe, founded in 681 AD by Khan Asparv, and since preserved its original name. Bulgaria is also famous for its natural diversity as mountains, plains, Black Sea coast, rivers, lakes, and hot springs. Are Bulgarians loyal? Like I've been saying, there's a big lack of loyalty in the game these days. Like many East European men, Bulgarian guys can be possessive and jealous, but they can also be sensitive, good-natured, and loyal.
Oh, is Drake Bulgarian?
No, I was just shouting out Bulgaria because we've been seeing a nice spike in numbers over in Bulgaria for the show.
Oh, okay. Nice. All right. Well,
apparently they're the poorest country. They're the poorest country in the European Union, which is a damn shame.
That's a shame.
I hate that for you guys. The Brits should be the poorest, and you should
sign
be the
up to the Patreon so you can play the Rap Rankings game
and
win some money.
There we go. There's a silver lining for all our Bulgarian fans out there. So thank you very much, Rusev Machka.
Oh, okay. AKA, I thought that was his last name.
Yeah,
that wasn't a crazy thing to think.
Machka in Bulgarian, I think means smash or crush. I don't remember which.
But they would say it so together, and I'm like, oh, his name is Rusev Machka. You're laughing. Everybody was laughing at me. It's just.
Well, some of us are just more naturally curious than others, I guess. When we don't know something, we look it up.
Oh, please! I looked up stuff on the show all the time. It's just wrestling. No one should be watching wrestling.
Yeah, he looked up his DMs with Lior Cohen's son, and he looked up his playlist about what he would do if he ever had sex.
I'm sending it to Jesse, and I'm gonna have him call in and rate the playlist.
Okay.
I need to hear from more than just moves. It's not that I don't trust you, but I need another sex haver to weigh in. But
Jesse, I'd love for Jesse to weigh in on completely overly obnoxiously on the nose sex songs during sex.
Fine. Well, let's move it along.
Yo, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all the other episodes, stop by raprankings.com or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform.